Hey guys, hope y'all doing good today. Just go ahead and confirm that you guys can hear me, and then we'll give it about 3 minutes and start the stream. Hey, what's going on? Hyper, Amir, Lahel, Unknown, Brian, Pass 4, WLH, SHZML, Kundalek, good to see you. Brooke, Shakir, Eric, Loyal Pavan, Ed, Tonmei, Victor, John, Alex, Rushlight, Solar FNR, Zex, Pedrum, Userman Crypto, TRW, Maya, a lot of good people in here. Corpus, Juan, Max, Avi, Pew, Eswar, Adonis, Oscar. A lot of good people, guys. A lot of good people here. Okay, perfect. Avi says can hear you perfectly. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Got about 2 minutes, and then we'll start the stream. A lot of stuff happened over the past week. I'll cover a lot of trades, too. Also, guys, our hype trade hit TP1. We're up nearly 100% on that hype trade. 45.90, we hit it. So I'll post that in the Gym Hunters as well. So let me know if any of you guys were in that hype trade. Drop some fire emojis if any of you got into hype between $41 to $43 and our first TP1 at 45.90. I'll cover the Doge trade as well, because I know a lot of people are wondering about that one. Yeah, AB is saying FOMC tomorrow. Yeah, so July 30th, the official date. The pre-one is tomorrow. So we'll have to see what happens with that. If Powell's going to cut interest rates or not, going to watch and see. But I doubt he is, but still, you never know, right? Nikolai says, hey, G, how you doing? What's going on, Nikolai? Let me see if I can. I'm scrolling through the comments, guys, just to see. A lot of good people in here, guys. Hope you guys are having a great Monday, by the way. Had a great weekend with the pumps. This retracement is standard. Nothing out of the ordinary with this retracement, honestly. Oh, we got Mike says, hello from South Africa. Hello, Mike. Love South Africa. I haven't been there yet. Still want to go there. Awesome. Looks like we got some wins here with the fire emoji with the hype trade. Awesome, guys. So glad you guys are making money on that. So glad. Oh, WLH says, what you eating, bro? I know, right? Half the time I'm eating on the stream. I'm eating a Prima Ancestral protein bar. It's got beef tallow, organic ingredients. It's very, very healthy. Search it up. Prima Ancestral bar. Prima Ancestral bar. Hey, Nikolai, no problem. Says, thanks for your advice last week. Anytime. All right. Let's see. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start. I see a lot of good comments. One of them is Eric saying, I feel like this retracement is due to the CME gap on BTC at 118.5K. Very possible, Eric. Very, very possible. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a weekly market overview. Going to cover everything macro-wise, crypto news-wise, everything in between, all the charts, and go over the Doge trade as well. So with that, without further ado, let's go and get started. So first, looking at the past 24 hours liquidations, we're seeing 362 million. Longs are about 66% of that. And this isn't any surprise as we pumped a lot over the weekend and then we saw a retracement, right? A lot of indicators were overbought on the lower time frames, like the 4-hour or below. And so unfortunately, we had to have a pullback to reset everything, but I do think a pump is near. I'm actually still open to longing a few tokens today. I'm not going to post them yet because I still need to look over all the charts more closely, but I do still think that, there's a possibility that we could have a bottom today. So watching that very closely, but again, nothing too crazy with the 24-hour liquidations. Now, let's look over the liquidation heat map. So going over the 24-hour liquidations this one's interesting as well because you can see liquidity is starting to build to the upside near 119 to 120K. Now, yes, there's still a little bit near around 117, probably call it 117K. So if we do actually tap this, it wouldn't surprise me, and then we bounce here. So, guys, we're just staying within this range of 116.8K to 120K on Bitcoin, literally bouncing between it. I'll go over the chart as well a little bit later to show you guys. But, yeah, it's just bouncing in between it. So until we close above on the daily, below or above, then it's really just business as usual. But, yeah, someone did mention about us filling the CME gap down here at 118K for this pullback. Very possible. Very, very possible. Now, if you look at the 1 week liquidity heat map, and I did post this in my market updates as well if you guys didn't see that. As you can see here, I mean, we still have this big liquidity at 120.5K that needs to get tagged. And so there's not too much forming. I mean, you could say there's just light green here at 114.3K, which is nearly almost where the CME gap is. Are we going to tag that? Highly doubt it. I think we're better off tagging 117 and then bouncing up to 120. I think that'd be a more likely scenario. Again, we're going to have to see what happens, but I mean, there's a lot of liquidity building to the upside, so that's what I would see with that. Now, let's go over some news items. So, Watcher Guru is a great X account to follow, guys. He posts a lot of good updates as far as crypto news and macro news, so definitely give him a follow if you haven't. But we're going to go over the crypto and macro news here. I'll actually cover both in tandem so that we're not switching back and forth if I have to scroll up and down again. And then I'll go ahead and cover the questions as well that the chat is saying. Love you guys, man. You guys are very active today. Love it. So first, Telegram launches the built-in crypto Ton wallet to its 87 million US users. So this is very big because this is what caused the pump on Ton to 330. Now, the Ton blockchain still needs a lot of work. I'm not even going to lie. The team still needs a lot more cohesion. There needs to be a lot more continuity. But nonetheless, they are doing the right thing by launching that built-in Ton wallet. So hopefully this increases adoption. Hopefully we see a lot of people start using crypto from the Ton blockchain. So keep an eye on that. But it's good to see nonetheless. Also, we have PNC Bank partnering with Coinbase to offer crypto services. So this also ties into the fact that we're seeing a lot of Web 2 companies and banks now go over to Web 3 and integrate Web 3 into their payment infrastructure. So guys, if this doesn't show you that crypto is here to stay and we're starting to see a transfer from the current archaic financial system to the new global financial system with Bitcoin as the main currency. I mean, things are happening fast with banks, even with the crypto stablecoins. There's a lot of stuff going on we'll cover, but it's good to see a lot of these big banks now partnering to offer these crypto services. Also, we have senators saying digital assets are the future and we must ensure America is at the forefront. So again, this kind of ties into the fact that Trump is saying he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. I'll tell you what, there's a few things that the United States is still waiting on. One, announcing an accumulation plan for their strategic Bitcoin reserve. And two, having no capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies. Guys, if we have no capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies, you know how crazy that would be? Dubai has it. Puerto Rico has it. A few other countries have it. If the U.S. ends up having no taxes on cryptocurrencies, the space is going to explode like you've never seen it before. So keep an eye on that as well. But again, it's good to see more senators adopting crypto. Now, also, there's been a lot of back and forth between Powell and Trump. And Trump is always saying, you know, Powell's keeping the rates high for political reasons. They actually had a meeting on the 24th, which I will cover. It's pretty funny, just the way they filmed them in hard hats and everything. But I'll cover that as well. But, you know, we have FOMC in 2 days. Are the rates going to get cut? Are they not? We're going to have to see. Also, we have the FBI dropping the investigation into the Kraken crypto exchange founder, Jesse. So this also shows that the United States is taking a more lenient approach on crypto. Remember, they care a lot about deregulation, about softening regulations, and this is what's needed in order for more projects to start developing on-chain, for more companies and more Web 2 companies to actually transfer over to crypto and adopt it. Because if the SEC and the FBI are more lenient on these things, guys, the space is going to explode even more as well, right? So keep an eye on that. Also, I just noticed 156 current viewers, but only 16 likes. Guys, if you could like the video, that would be awesome. It's going to help spread Gem Hunters to the masses. Also, if you guys want to join the Gem Hunters Premium group, I have the link in the description. It's 1 ETH for a year. It's only going to get more expensive, as we've said. The free group is also in the description as well for Telegram, and then BloFin referral link, non-KYC, best leverage trading exchange is there as well. Now, going over to the next big news items. So another one is Trump and his deals that he's been making. So as you know, Trump has been making a lot of tariff deals, a lot of trade deals, and that's helped for the pump that we've had recently. So on July 22nd, Trump announced a new trade deal with the Philippines. Again, they're not crazy big, but something's better than nothing. He says the U.S. will pay 0 tariffs and the Philippines will pay 19% tariffs. Guys, this is the art of the deal on a silver plate. Like, he is showing us how it's done, showing that tariffs can actually still be beneficial, and at the same time, still earning money, which that could be also part of the United States' accumulation plan for their strategic Bitcoin reserve, because they mentioned it would either be via tariff savings, gold certificates, or other means. That was from Bo Hines, one of the directors of the digital assets team on the Trump administration. So that's big as well. Also, we have Jack Dorsey from Square saying he's going to allow merchants to accept Bitcoin starting July 22nd. This is huge as well, because again, it helps bridge that gap between the Web 2 space and the Web 3 space. Square, for those who don't know, it's that little white square that you can attach to your phone, a lot for small businesses to accept tap to pay, right? It makes it very easy. And now when Square is allowing Bitcoin payments, that's going to help increase adoption even more. Also, you had BNB outperforming recently. I've heard some things where CNZ wants to pump this to $1,000. I don't think that's out of the question. I think it'll happen. So keep an eye on BNB as well. A little alpha for you guys. Also, we have Goldman Sachs and BNY to launch digital tokens tied to money market funds. Guys, the biggest banks are now launching digital tokens. That shows you that a lot of people are, if they're not adopting coins specifically, they are adopting crypto in general and the blockchain. So very, very interesting to see there. Also, we have Tesla revealing that none of their $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin was sold in Q2 2025. Guys, Tesla has been holding their Bitcoin for a while now. I don't think they're going to sell it anytime soon, knock on wood, especially because Elon Musk, when he was starting the American Party, someone asked him about fiat, and he said fiat is hopeless, and he said he would adopt Bitcoin. And so literally, if you have a guy that's starting a new political party and Bitcoin is the main currency that he's allowing for donations, what does that tell you, right? Literally, the blueprint is here for mass crypto adoption over the next few years. Also, we had Trump visiting the Federal Reserve, which I'll talk about in a minute. But we have Trump more specifically saying he wants Elon Musk and all U.S. businesses to thrive like never before. So even if Elon and Trump aren't on quote unquote great relations, the fact that Trump is taking the high road here and not bashing Elon is a big win, because that's just going to help decrease that friction. It's going to help decrease that controversy. And that's just one less thing we need, right? So great to see on there. And then also, you have more banks. So Bank of America is saying many banks are preparing to introduce crypto stablecoins. So this is another big thing, right? And then here, so Trump had a meeting with Jerome Powell. Guys, this video was hilarious. When I was watching it, it was like an SNL skit. And basically what was going on here is Trump went down to see the federal housing buildings. Basically, they were being built, and Trump was saying that they were spending hundreds of millions of dollars over budget. And Powell said, no, that's not happening. And Trump actually took out a paper and showed Powell, no, you're actually spending more. And then this was the meme that a lot of people actually screenshotted, where Powell was actually looking at the paper like, you know, he doesn't know what's going on here. And so this was actually pretty funny, not even gonna lie. I was watching this, and I know some of you guys were laughing at this too. But either way, Trump and Powell were having conversations, and someone asked Trump afterwards in a news interview, just right after this, about 12 minutes into the interview, they said, are you going to fire Jerome Powell? And Trump says, no, I don't think so. I trust he'll do the right thing. So what does that mean? Does that mean Powell's going to cut interest rates? Does that mean Powell is going to resign? What does that mean, right? Powell's going to do the right thing. Who knows? But nonetheless, I mean, their interaction, Trump wants Powell to cut rates. We'll have to see, right? A small percentage. If you look at Polymarket, it's like a 4% chance Powell's going to cut rates. And they're usually insiders on there. So we'll see. Maybe Powell is just having a good poker face right now. He's going to cut him later. Like here, this is what I'm talking about here. This was his interview. So about 12 minutes in, he talks about he trusts Powell will do the right thing. So watch this if you haven't. It's July 24th from Watch Your Guru. Also, we have BlackRock. Their head of digital assets leaves the company to join the second biggest Ethereum treasury company, SharpLink Gaming. Guys, Ethereum has been outperforming so much, and Ethereum is the ETF flows have been outperforming Bitcoin. If you look at those, and I'll cover those in a minute as well, but hundreds of millions of dollars worth of ETF inflows for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And now we're seeing the head of digital assets from BlackRock now joining SharpLink, which SharpLink is like the MicroStrategy for Ethereum. They're buying millions of dollars worth, even billions of dollars worth every month. And so they're continuing to TWAP or buy more Ethereum, which is helping to pump the price, especially like we saw when it got up to 39.40 recently. We also hit our TP1 on Ethereum, or take profit 1 of 38.50. Hope you guys enjoyed those profits as well. That was a great trade. I'm still holding Ethereum, waiting for TP2 at 39.90 and then TP3 at 4,300. Also, we have Federal Housing Director Polt saying he's optimistic about Jerome Powell will do the right thing as early as next week. Guys, this is interesting as well, because when the people say do the right thing as early as next week, again, does that mean he's resigning? Does that mean he's cutting interest rates? Powell said down here that he tells multiple associates and allies that he will not resign. So there's a lot of conflicting information, like what Powell's going to do. This is the big, say, not elephant in the room, but this is the big, factor that a lot of people are waiting for. Also, you have $11.5 trillion BlackRock CIO Rick Ryder calls for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. So you have all these people, Trump, senators, BlackRock CIO, all these people pressuring Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. Is Powell going to do it? Let me know if you guys think if Powell's going to cut interest rates or not. I'm curious to see what everyone thinks. So we have a lot of smart people in here, so I'm curious to think what you guys are thinking. And then finally, some big news items, and I'll answer some questions in the chat. Love you guys being very active today. U.S. and China agree to extend the tariff pause by another 90 days. Guys, so 90 days, everyone was waiting for that tariff implementation on August 1st with China, and now that thing's getting extended 90 days. So this is what else, this is, the other thing that caused the pump in the markets. Also, we have this here, Trump's EU deal. So Trump says the U.S. officially reached a trade deal with the EU. This also was positive news that caused the pump in the market. And so these are two very big catalysts, and who knows what other deals Trump is cooking up in the background, right? So something else to watch there. And then we have MetaPlanet continuing to buy more Bitcoin, just like MicroStrategy, just like SharpLink Gaming with Ethereum. Very, very bullish. And also we have PayPal allowing merchants to accept crypto payments. Guys, this is extremely bullish as well. This shows, again, the more integration between Web 2, Web 3. We have Square allowing Bitcoin payments. Now we have PayPal allowing merchants to accept crypto payments. Also, we have Interactive Brokers considering allowing crypto stablecoin funding for brokerage accounts. Guys, Interactive Brokers is one of the top stock trading platforms. And for them to now consider allowing crypto stablecoin funding for brokerage accounts, you know how many people now are going to get into stocks? How good that's going to be for Interactive Brokers and their business and stocks in general? That's going to be insane. I would even use this. If Interactive Brokers allow this, I would start using them, honestly. So Robinhood is already doing good with stocks, but I think Interactive Brokers could give them some competition as well. So something great to see. Also, guys, if you aren't following me at the CryptoData, definitely do so. I know the pictures aren't showing here. It's a little laggy because I'm on my laptop right now. But if you guys aren't following me at the CryptoData, definitely do so. I create a lot of good content. I have a lot of good posts where I talk about different breakouts and everything. So definitely follow me on there. If you guys aren't, I'll go ahead and post my X account there as well. Always appreciate you guys and love all of you. Now, let's go ahead and pop out the chat and answer some questions. A lot of good participation today. 180 viewers. I think this is maybe close to an all-time high. Love it, guys. Love the participation here. So let's go ahead and scroll up and see what we can find. Okay. So it's not allowing me to scroll up anymore. So unfortunately, I may have to restore this chat, but I'll answer what I can starting from the top here. So AB says, is Bitcoin going to 114K? I don't think it is. Zess says, South Africa, little flag. Yep. Let's see. Oliver says, I'm waiting for your inner circle, brother. Yep. Stay tuned, Oliver. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully it should be out very, very soon. Nikolai, thanks for your advice last week. No problem, Nikolai. Let's see. Yeah, Eric was talking about the CME gap that was filled. Talked about that. Oliver says, hello from Germany. Hey, I still need to visit Germany too. Love that place. Dakota says, I smell future millionaires in the live. Absolutely. And Maya, yeah, so I was eating the Prima Ancestral protein bar. Very good, very, very healthy. Corpus says, how far down do you think ETH will go? So I think ETH is going to go to around 35 to 3650. So 3500 to 3650. I don't know if it's going to go any lower than that. I would have bids near 3650 if I were you guys. I think it may get tagged, but we'll have to see. Hey, Mind Changing Bootcamp says, hello from Romania. Awesome. Love Romania as well. I still need to visit there. Great place. Solar FNR Data, would you recommend closing Doge? Over leverage way too much. So Solar, that's going to be interesting, right? I'm going to go over the Doge trade as well, because right now I think it's around 23 cents, maybe 23.1, and our stop loss is a daily close below 23.5. So we have a little less than 6 hours before the daily candle closes. If you want to close it, if it's getting too painful, you can. Technically, we should wait until the 6 hours is up. But again, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, that's unfortunately, that one may get stopped out. So we'll have to see. Luca says, greetings. What's going on, Luca? Sparakos, good to see you. X says, greeting from Croatia. Oh, that's another place I haven't been. Need to go there. Sala says, GM from the Bay Area, Cali. Awesome. Love California. Saad, what's going on? Eswar, hi from India. You should visit Vizag and explore the beaches. Eswar, definitely need to visit India. Dave Bruce, will you be at Token 24/9 Singapore? So I should be there. I don't know if I'm going to be at the main event, but I will be at a lot of side events. But either way, though, I definitely want to meet you guys. Abhishek says, hey, Data, lost all my funds by getting hacked. I left with only $3 and now I'm bankrupt. What should I going to do if your funds are hacked? So Abhishek, so sad to hear that you were hacked. That's always something that is hard to deal with in crypto. And guys, I always say diversify your funds accordingly across exchanges, hot wallets, and cold storage wallets, as well as never click links in text messages, emails, phone calls, airdrop links, any of that. Just please be aware of where you share your information. Now, what I would do in that situation, Abhishek, is I would get a part-time job if you don't have one. I would start getting some discretionary income, maybe starting something online, e-com business, dropshipping business, selling stuff on eBay, Amazon, something to get you some more passive income, and then slowly start DCAing back into crypto. But I would definitely find out where your vulnerabilities were and why you got hacked, and then make sure you patch up that security and don't do it again. Because again, it's not about how many times we fall down, it's about how many times we get back up. So fall down 7 times, get up 8. RIP Colby Bryant. So guys, make sure that you are watching your security, watching your OPSEC, but I'll definitely just try to earn some passive income and build up that discretionary income again. Nikolai says, hey, did you see the new Bonko official Bonk token looking very strong? I did see Bonko. I saw actually some Telegram channels post about Bonko recently. I'll have to check that out. Ghost Rider says, Data, are we still in Doge? We are still in Doge. Again, it's not playing out right now because it was overbought on the lower time frames, which is something now which I'll focus on not calling. The daily stock RSI was oversold, so we should see a bounce soon. But nonetheless, those lower time frames did end up being a little overbought. That's why we saw the pullback. But I am still in it until a daily close below 23.5 cents, which may happen today. So hopefully not. Hopefully it rises over the next few hours. Pew says, if I sold my ETH, is it still a good buy at 3,800 or is it too late? Maybe I can set a different stop loss. Let me know. So if you sold your ETH, I don't think I would buy it at 3,800. I would set a limit buy at 3,650, but even so, I'm not entering anymore. I'm just waiting for the trade to play out. Eswar, your streams are so amazing and informative. Makes me excited every weekend, even though it's 12 a.m. my time. Eswar, I love it. I love that you're listening at midnight. Awesome to see. Let's see. Dakota says Doge up. Yes, we need Doge to go up, Dakota. I love those vibes. Give me those good vibes. Gia says, just want to say thank you for your great work and send love from Germany. God bless you, brother. Hey, appreciate you. God bless you as well. I still can't wait to visit Germany. Solace says, I feel like Bitcoin is only functioning to move ETH right now. Yeah, Ethereum's the big outperformer for Bitcoin. S4 says, do you think BTC will cover the CME gap at 114K? It's like it's more than 10 days. I don't think it will, honestly. I think the lowest will go is about 117K, down to that support level on Bitcoin, which again, I will cover the charts and ETF flows and everything else in a minute. I'm trying to answer a few more questions. And again, guys, appreciate the likes on this video. 181 viewers. Amazing. Love you guys. Amir says, so much news this week. Exactly, right? You guys, like it's crazy because we don't realize how much news drops every week. And you just go over all of it. It's like, wow. 1 week in crypto is like 6 months in the real world. It's crazy. John saw a lot liquidation level at 115K and placed long on that level. I ended up buying the bottom. John, that's amazing. Awesome entry there. Alex says Doge reversal starts now. Yes, Alex, I love the good vibes, guys. Let's get that Doge reversal back up. Amir, market reversal starts maybe. Let's hope the market reversal starts now. Please. Solar says, still stay in Doge. I severely over leveraged and down a lot, close 50%, but it's nuking my portfolio. Solar, I'm still in Doge as well, and I'm down 50% as well. Actually, I can relate to that 100%. I'm hoping we see a reversal soon, hoping we close the daily above 23.5 cents. Zero says, hey, CD, appreciate you. How do you know what news are coming and if they're bullish or bearish? Much appreciated. Hey, Zero, appreciate you. So for bullish or bearish, I mean, I just look at the headlines, right? You could even copy paste the headlines into ChatGPT and let you know. Honestly, bullish news is tariff deadlines getting extended, or tariffs are coming to a trade deal with tariffs. Trade deals happening. That's bullish. Interest rates getting cut. That's bullish. And any partnership happening in the crypto space, any Web 2 companies adopting crypto is bullish. Like just standard things. They're going to be bullish, right? If it's good news, it's bullish. SWAR says best range to long AVAX. AVAX has been doing crazy, SWAR. I think $25. I need to look at the AVAX chart though. Give me about 15, 20 minutes. I'll look at the AVAX chart. Mr. Bast fan base, ETH going up or not? That's a great question. Yes, long term, it's definitely going up. It's very close to breaking out to 4K, which I do think it will happen over the next few weeks. Brooke said bought ETH spot at 25.55, plan to TP at 4K. What do you think? I think that's a good trade. You may want to front run that TP at 4K just because it may get front run. Like do like 39.90, 39.80 maybe. But yeah, good trade though. WLH says, let's see. Oh, SWAR, do you think we should be shorting in August and September or should we be holding onto our cash? I do think August will surprise a lot of people. I think that we're going to potentially chop and drop in August, maybe for a week, and then we'll pump as well. I think August is going to be actually a good pump month. So watch that closely because I do think that August could surprise a lot. SWAR, okay, so after Bitcoin, ETH, which crypto do you think is your biggest bet that could be parabolic in the near future like BTC or ETH? Hyperliquid, so Hype. That Hype trade reached our TP1, 98% profit. Guys, huge profit. Rich Boy says, why would you guys not let us chat in Jim Hunter's chat room? So that was just, there was a lot of noise and just, I think they wanted to focus everything on the announcements. That's why, because there was just a lot of noise. So focusing on just the announcements, we can provide you guys with the best data. That's in my opinion why they did it. Let's see. John says, I'm Filipino. He's finessing us. Oh, it's funny. Love my Filipinos. Shakir, I had a quick question on which time frame does the RSI work best. I'm trying to understand where it gives more reliable signals for entries and exits. Yeah, the daily is going to be your best bet for the RSI. The daily time frame is usually the best bet for any indicator. Now, 4 hour isn't bad either. 4 hour or the daily. Those would be your best bets. Even the weekly, like, honestly. But if I had to narrow it down, 4 hour or the daily. Kundalek says, I think we're only going to go up on ETH today because of the 15-minute candle right now. It took a lot of liquidity from the downside. Kundalek, I hope so. I love the good vibes, guys. More bullishness. I love it. Let's get that bounce going. Rich Boy, that's where we elaborate ideas and discuss. There's literally no reason for you guys not to chat in the chat room. Rich Boy, you never know. The chat could be introduced again. Again, it's not my saying on that. We'll have to see what happens. But feedback taken. Thank you. Shaw says, Doge USDT with 10 question marks. Yes, we need to hope it bounces 100%. Let's see what happens. Again, I'm waiting for that daily close above or below 23.5 cents. So watching it right now. Zero says, why are we dumping right now? So we're dumping because the market was euphoric over the weekend. A lot of good news with tariffs and trade deals. And now it's just standard overbought indicators on the lower time frames resetting. Yeah, Rich Boy says we're not dumping. Look at the daily time frame. Yeah, the daily time frame still oversold on a lot of indicators on the stock RSI. Still a lot of pumps to come. Joseph says, don't have extra money to invest in July. Is it too late to wait for September to invest? No, it's never too late. I think this market cycle is going to be extended into May 2026. What's going on, Brian? Okay, with that, a lot of good questions. Okay, I'm going to leave it at Brian's life jacket. And then we'll go over the rest of the stream, a few others, and then we'll continue from there. Again, appreciate you guys. A lot of good info. So let me take one more bite of my protein bar real quick, and then let's go ahead and continue this. Okay. So we still need to look at the S&P. So here's the chart. So the S&P, 6380. It's been making all-time highs, potentially a little retracement here. Down to 6,100, that'd be good support. And then gold is also interesting because gold is a hedge against inflation, a hedge against uncertainty. So you would think that it starts outperforming here, right? As everything's going down. That's not the case. That shows you everyone is still in a very risk-on mindset. It tells you this dip could be short-lived and we could start rising very soon. So keep an eye on gold. It's usually the telltale sign of what's happening in the market. Also, oil futures at $66, between 60 and 70, nothing too crazy there. Then the dollar index, this is a big reason here. When the DXY rises, 70 to 80% of the time, we see Bitcoin falling. So they have an inverse relationship. The DXY is the dollar strength. So when the dollar's rising, then you have a little bit of downward pressure on Bitcoin. So that's what we're seeing now. Hopefully we start to see it go back to the downside soon, so we can see some upward price action on Bitcoin. Now, looking at the overall market, let's refresh the page. All right, Bitcoin, 117.5K, Ethereum, 37.66. A little pullback today, guys. And then a few other coins as well. Doge, 22.87. Hopefully we see some more reversion to the upside. But again, a lot of liquidity taken back to the downside. I am expecting this to reverse in the near future. But like I said, look for major strong performers at major support levels on the daily or weekly time frame. Some of the strong performers here, Vine has been doing crazy. We had Elon Musk actually saying Vine is going to come back. So he's going to invest a lot into the platform. You also have Optimism and Ethereum L2 outperforming. IP Hyperliquid has been doing great. Again, reached our TP1 at 45.90. SPX up 1%. Tron up 0.8%. Kronos up 0.8%. So great to see on there. Also, looking at DeFi Llama. So looking at the on-chain data. Let's check it out. So on-chain data, Ethereum 1.13% versus yesterday. So great to see at least there's still more on-chain flows. Also Solana up 1.13%. BSC up 2.5%. Remember I mentioned that the BNB coin will start to outperform. So it is doing that right now. And then the base chain, so 0.97%, guys. Keep an eye on base because base is going to do good things. We've already seen a lot of coins pumping, especially Zora. Zora was the pump fund of base. So keep an eye on that. Also, we have Hyperliquid, 2.8%. No surprise there. A lot of people are on Hyperliquid right now trading. Also, we have the Fear and Greed Index at 67. So it's been between 60 and 80 for the past couple weeks, actually. So a little over 2 weeks. And this is what you want to see because the greed area is the perfect area for just the amount of right blend of retail, but also FOMO euphoria. It's where it's not too euphoric, like extreme greed, where we need to have a big pullback. It's standard pullbacks here and then continuing higher. So Fear and Greed Index is looking very good. Also, you have the monthly returns for Bitcoin up 10% for July. If you look at seasonality, 2020, which we've been emulating fairly closely, minus June, we see July and August are bullish, similar to 2017, which I've seen a lot of comparisons as well. So keep an eye on that. If we continue here, then we could see a lot of bullish catalyst here. So keeping an eye on that, watching that very, very closely. But nonetheless, I am still expecting August to surprise a lot of people to the upside. So watching that very closely. Also, let's go into the ETF flows. So ETF flows, Bitcoin, like I was mentioning earlier, Bitcoin's ETF flows have been lackluster, right? You saw negative ETF flows Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, 226 million and 136 million accordingly. Now, looking at Ethereum, look at the difference here. Ethereum flows, 296 million, 533 million, 330, 230, 452. Guys, Ethereum has been going crazy with ETF flows. A lot of institutions have been piling into Ethereum now. And so it used to be where you're denominating in Bitcoin. Now you're denominating in Ethereum with a lot of these plays because Ethereum should start outperforming, continue to outperform, I should say. So keep an eye on that. Also, let's look at the chart here. So Bitcoin is bouncing between 116.8K and 120.2K. Standard bouncing here. RSI is rejecting off of its signal line. Stock RSI is oversold. Now looking like it wants to cross to the upside, potentially level out for another day or two. But you can see here we've been in this range. So whatever range we close at on the daily, if it's below 116.8K or above 120.2K, that's the level you're going to watch. But again, it's just business as usual, bouncing between this range. Now for Ethereum, this was something that I posted on my X account. So if you guys aren't following that at the CryptoData, definitely do so. But I posted this on my X account, and these are actually targets, so measured moves here. You can see conservatively, we have a target of 5,300. Now, this is contingent on Ethereum closing above these major resistance levels. One is the pennant resistance at 3470, and two is the horizontal resistance at 3774. So currently, Ethereum is below the horizontal resistance, which monthly closes in 3 days. So keep an eye on that. But either way, if Ethereum breaks out of this pennant, big things are happening. You see the RSI crossing above the signal line. You see the stock RSI crossing above. A lot of bullishness on the indicators. Now we just need to see price follow suit. So conservative target, 5,200. Measured move, 6,400. And then aggressive target, 8,200. So keep an eye on that. And actually, I don't think it's here. I think I actually measured these wrong. Here would be about 6,000. And then here would be 7,200. Yeah, these are the levels I put on my X account. So basically, I was just taking the measured move of these three. So 7,200 could be the aggressive target. Again, it's very, very possible, guys. Very, very possible. Now, also, let me go over Doge, since that one, a lot of people have questions on that one. And so right now it's at 22.8 cents. Again, we're waiting on that daily close. This would be a perfect time to bounce, honestly. If Doge wants to bounce here, I mean, look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour stock RSI is getting closer to being oversold. So keep an eye on that. But right now, Doge is waiting to bounce. If you really want a DCA, 22.4 cents would be a good level, but it needs to bounce very, very soon if we want any chance of it closing above 23.8 cents. Now, the reason I entered the trade, let me show you guys real quick, is because here, so the 4 hour, the reason I put the stop loss at a daily close below 23.5 cents is because of this 50 EMA here. 50 EMA was at 23.8 cents. You can see it was resistance and then it was support. I was expecting the support to hold. It did not. And so that's why potentially we're looking at getting stopped out here. Now, like I said, the stock RSI is very close to oversold, so keep an eye on that. But we'll have to see what happens over the next 4.5 hours. So watching this very, very closely with the stock RSI still oversold. So hopefully we'll see a big reversal very, very soon. Now, next, we also have big events coming up. So we have the FOMC meeting, July 30th. This is going to be big. Tell us if interest rates are going to get cut or not. Going to be watching this very closely. Then also, you can see here on Polymarket that very small chance that these rates are getting cut. So 3% chance for a 25 basis point decrease, and then for a 50 basis point decrease, only a 1% chance. So we'll have to see what happens here, depending if we see one or the other. Highly unlikely, but you never know, right? So keep an eye on the macro data that's coming out as well. But with that said, let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, if you're not following me at the CryptoData, definitely do so. Always much appreciated. And please like this stream if you like it, guys. I have 176 people in here, 95 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 100 likes at least, even higher. Always appreciate you guys. Much love. If you want to join Jim Hunter's Premium, in the description, as well as with the free group and the BloFin referral link for the best non-KYC leverage trading exchange. Now, let's see. A lot of questions here. Shakir, what are some of the best free apps available for backtesting trading strategies effectively? I'll look at TradingView, and I'll code a strategy there in PineScript. Use ChatGPT to help you. Ismail says, my swing trade long order on ETH didn't get filled by $7 at the major support. As a pro, how would you deal with this? Ismail, if your trades aren't getting filled, just chalk it up and get to the next one, because there's always opportunities, honestly. If you got within $7, that is great. That tells you that you are on the right path of where your limit orders are, and that's how you need to be. You want to have the best entries possible so that you're risking the least. So I would just take it as a win at that point. Even though it didn't reach it, you're on the right track. So keep going. There's more opportunities every day. Nikhil, I'm a beginner and want to be a pro trader like you, and I only have 3 to 4 hours a day because I do a 9 to 5. And from today, I'm learning it, taking it seriously. So how much time will take me to learn? 2 years? So it won't. I don't think it'll take you 2 years. If you're spending 3 to 4 hours for trading, you could definitely go a long way in 6 months if you're taking it seriously. 6 months, you could be very, very good. But you need to put in the time and the commitment, right? And that goes with following the right accounts. My account at the CryptoData is a good one to follow. Also, Into Cryptoverse is a great account to follow as well. So Benjamin Cohen, this guy is insane as far as market correlations and macro news. So great guy there. Also, Virtual Bacon. So Virtual Bacon is a great one too. This guy is very, very informative with his YouTube channel, with his guides that he posts, his news updates. Very good guy. So follow Into Cryptoverse and Virtual Bacon. Great, great accounts on there. All right. And welcome to trading. Just remember to manage your risk accordingly. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Okay, let's see. To answer a few more questions. Zero, how would you bring an account of $1,000 to $1 million as fast as you can while still managing risk? Probably just leverage trading. That'd be the quickest way. The Quiz Monk. Hey, bro, thanks for another insane stream, bro. What are you doing to only focus on your systems? I have often a feeling of seeing too many things in the charts, TA-wise. Hope you know what I mean, bro. Yeah, 100% Quiz Monk. I used to be over-analytical. Analysis paralysis, as they call it. Now I only have 3 indicators, or 4. RSI, stock RSI, 50 EMA, and 200 EMA. Along with my support resistance lines. That's all you need. Rich boy, there's no fast way to stop being lazy and do the work. Stop looking for shortcuts. Yes, exactly. You guys got to put in the work. Your input equals your output. SWAR, since Sol is dumping right now and it's one day RSI and stock RSI have reset, can we long now? It just depends, SWAR. Is it at major support? How are lower time frames looking? If it is, then look to DCA. SWAR says also just a casual question. Which car is your favorite or what's your dream car to own? I'm a massive car guy, by the way. Ferrari. Ferrari's probably one of my best cars, my favorite cars. Pollo Loco, do you believe we'll have a recession Q4 early 26? It's possible. I mean, Elon Musk was saying that, right? So we'll have to see what happens. But I do still think crypto is going to be bullish in Q4. The hunt, I don't think there's enough pressure for Powell to cut rates yet. Personally, I think the Fed will cut rates in September. Yeah, September seems to be the consensus right now, which I'm fine with it, right? So it seems like no one thinks Powell's going to cut rates. Yeah, no, 100%. I don't, low likelihood, but he could surprise a lot of people. What do you think of Pangu? I like it. Good coin. Rich boy, activate the chat room on Jim Hunter. So, Rich boy, your concerns have been noted, Rich boy. Your concerns have been noted. Hootie says, what are your thoughts on where Sol is going over the next few weeks? Thanks, as always, for your time. I think it's possible Sol goes to $200 plus. Junior, would it be advisable to join or start the funded trading program? The funded trading program. Not sure what that is, but I would just be wary of using other people's money to trade or just be careful with that. Brian with the Bull and Gems. Appreciate it. John says, all-time high live viewers. Yes. Live viewers are amazing, guys. 154 right now. We got up to over 180. It was awesome. Ab says, when are other ETF plays coming? Probably over the next few months. We'll see other ETFs come into play, like Doge, LTC, XRP, etc. Ubaid says, what do you think about SPX 6900? Will it be the biggest meme coin? Yeah, SPX is very good. SPX and Fartcoin, 2 very good meme coins. Even MOG. Nerdy Guy says, update on Zeus. I'm still holding that like everyone else, waiting. But again, if you want to cut it, you can. It's just, it doesn't reach the hype that I was looking for, unfortunately. Nikolai, should I keep my Doge needs long open, knowing that I'm getting wrecked right now? And liquidation prices is 21.9 cents on Doge and 34.30 on ETH. So ETH, you could place your stop loss to break even on ETH. For Doge, technically, I'm still waiting for a daily close below 23.5 cents, which most likely is going to happen, unfortunately. So if you want to cut that early, but I'm still holding until that happens. The daily closes in, call it 5 hours. Let's see. Why are NBS? Why did ETH price drop? Just because there's a lot of euphoria, a lot of overbought indicators on lower time frames. Alex, why is the market dumping? Same reason, just standard reset. A lot of bullishness on the weekend for a reset on Monday. Claudio, when taking a trade, do you think take into consideration where BTC price could potentially go? I do, in a sense, yeah. But a lot of times coins can outperform BTC, so I usually place about 40% of my focus on that. Parasite Killing says, brother, you're great. Hey, appreciate you. You're great. Oscar, what about the Doge trade? Yep, still watching that. Still waiting for the daily close. Hopefully it rises back above 23.5 cents. We'll have to see. Ubaid, how high do you think XRP will go? $5 by the end of the year. Pedrum, how can I be part of your team? Any way I can send you a DM? You can send me on DM on X. If you follow me at the CryptoData, send me a direct message, then I can answer you there. Parasite says, I'm the guy from Iran. Times of war. I sent you a message through chat. I'm a big fan. Keep going. Hey, appreciate it, Parasite. Much love to Iran. Travelada says, hello from Isle of Man. Hey, awesome. I never visited there either. Need to go to both those places. Esfar, by the way, W trade on ETH. I took 74% profit on that one. The best trade. Thanks to UCD. Awesome, Esfar. So glad you guys are making some money. Crypto Collector. I'm big on Jim Hunter's trading bot. I'm in profit on the BTC trades. My P&L keeps going in minis every day, and no trade is closed yet since I've joined over 2 weeks ago. Why is that? Because it's a trend trading bot. So usually it'll stay in the trade for longer. So it trend trades. It also DCAs. And if there's a lot of chop, then it's not in a trade at all. So just be patient with that. That's why you're seeing the price or the trade just continue to stay stagnant. Loyal Pavin says, love from India. Visit India. You and Luke Belmar. Definitely. We got to go there. Shower with Rick says, thoughts on Pengu here at 4 cents. So Pengu, I have to look at the chart, but 3 I would say around 3 cents is a good entry if it comes back down to 3. Pass forward to AI. Do you know Luke? Will you show your face at some point as like vlogs? So yes, I do know Luke. We've hung out a lot. Eventually, I'll show my face. Eventually, yes. Amir, wanted to make fast money, so risk 50% of my account in the Dogecoin on 13x. Oh, Amir. Oh, I hope... Making fast money is very risky, Amir. Very, very risky. I hope that trade plays out. I really hope it plays out. Actually, well, heck, 13x. Ooh, you're getting kind of close to your liquidation price then. Hopefully you don't get liquidated. Pro player, hi from Mexico. What do you think of BTC.D and USFT? So BTC.D, if it closes below, well, the weekly closed, I need to look at that. Pretty low on the weekly time frame, so I think alts will still send very soon. But again, it's BTC dominance is at weekly support, so keep that in mind. Pedram says, what's up, brother? Coming to Arizona anytime soon? Not anytime soon for Arizona, but I will keep you guys updated. James says, would you be looking to enter any leverage positions after today's drop, or do you think too volatile right now? Honestly, I would. Honestly, I would look to enter some leverage positions. I need to look at some. Eswar says, you really missed the Black Mamba rip. Yeah, RIP Kobe Bryant. Amazing guy. Eric, CME gap filled, brother. Hopefully reversal from here. Hey, let's hope so, Eric. Appreciate you giving me the updates on the CME gap. Let's hope we have a little mean reversion trade. Amir, Robinhood says, W, appreciate it. Amir, Eric, we got one more gap to fill. Keep an eye on the other gap. Ghost Rider, it's always nice to see you, by the way. How's the office coming together, G? Hey, appreciate you, Ghost Rider. Man, I'm still deciding on these hardwood floors. Like, I'm trying to decide a dark espresso color because I have white monitor, or I should say white desk, white speakers, black monitor, etc. So looking for the right shade and right type. So either going to be vinyl plank or engineered hardwood. But yeah, hopefully the next few days. Robinhood, I want to join Gym Hunters Premium, but I don't receive any mails after registration. So yeah, so just go to the description. You'll see a registration link for Gym Hunters Premium. It's $1 ETH for a year. You should get an email with the link to join the Discord. So if you haven't received that, just email the Gym Hunters customer support and they'll get you set up. Janel says, I'm near C and listening to the stream. Love and support you, John. Thanks for all the advices to take care. Hey, awesome. Awesome being near the sea as well. It's very calming. Very awesome. I love being with nature. Card, can you take a quick look at SUI and INA? Yeah, I'll look at those in a minute. Should I set the buy at 36.50 and stop loss 35.90? You could. Daily close below 35.90, Pew. Heavily Motivation says, words on ETH. Thank you for what you do. God bless. Hey, God bless you, Heavenly. So ETH right now, I'm just waiting for 36.50 if there's going to be an entry on there. Ghost Rider, what's up with 24th moon thing? I don't really understand it. Yeah, so the new moon on the 24th, it's just with moon phases. So historically, it's bearish. So that's probably why we're seeing a little pullback now. Damien says, Gooner on Abstract is mooning. Yes, it is. It's doing very, very well. Robinhood, is it okay to start trading futures if we only have 1K portfolio? I think so, but just if your total portfolio is 100 or 1K, I would only use $200 to trade leverage, to trade futures. Sai says, can you confirm XAUSD triangle pattern breakouts? I'll have to check that out as well. Pedro, what crypto would you put 10K into 5X the next 3 months? Any ideas? 10K to 5X? Ooh, 5X is a big ask. I would spread that, though, around Hype, SPX, Fartcoin, Ethereum, and I'll have to think of the last one. Avi says we have Gooner shills and Gym Hunter. That's hilarious. Max says SPX hit all-time high. Are you still bullish in meme? Can we go through Aura chart? Looking good. Yeah, I'm still bullish on meme coin. Eswar, what do you think of Tom Hugard saying of always add funds to losing positions? As I like this book, the best loser wins. If it's a strong performer, yes. If it's a strong performer, it could be good. Let's see. Nikki, hey CD, today's drop currently happening. Do you know what the sell-off was? If Trump's commenting regardless we're doing, even without a rate cut? Good question. I think it's just standard market pullback. I don't know if there's any specific news. I think it's just standard selling the news. Shakir, if price at major support level, respecting the 50 EMA is dynamic support and the stock R size in the oversold zone, would this be considered a strong confluence like a trade? Yes, it would, Shakir. Zero, can you take a look at Fartcoin? Okay, so I got Fartcoin, SUI, ENA, and one other I need to look at. G. Tomas, do you trust alts in long term like Pangu Ton? Yeah, Pangu good. Ton, it's interesting. Grayson says, what do you think about the Vine pump? Do you think we'll keep going? I think it's going to pull back soon. Amir, I'm telling you guys, August 8th is going to be one to remember. I'll keep an eye on that, Amir. Appreciate it. Amir, you think it's going to pump or dump? Solar, you think ETH might be front ran to 4K the pump last night? It could be. Very well could be. Hyper says, when you get TA, could you also do a quick analysis for Cake? You have to look at Cake. So I have like 5 coins to look at. Getting close to the stream ending as well. So those are probably the only 5 ones I'm going to be able to look at. What do you think of Bitcoin gold chart? I think we're fading this one. A good one to look at as well. Claudio, what do you personally do to hedge your positions? How do you feel about longing alts and shorting BTC as a hedge? You could definitely do that, 100%. That's not a bad play. But just keep in mind, if Bitcoin outperforms on the Bitcoin dominance, then, you know, you're probably going to get wrecked a lot more. As for our fun fact, there's CME gap at 9K for BTC, but it never got filled. Don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Let me take another bite of my protein bar real quick. Give me a second. All right, John says, please choose your top 3 altcoins, meme coins, and AI coins, please. Thanks. That's a lot of questions there, WH. I'll just say some of the top coins. REI on base. Hype, Ethereum, SPX, Fartcoin, probably HBAR, and yeah, probably those for now. Sprockos, 2026 is the year of the horse. BTC enemy year, big crash, and most of the people will lose everything based on GG33 numerology guy. Never miss big things. Oh, 100%, we're gonna have a drop in 2026. It's gonna be crazy. But for now, we enjoy the profits. Vine says, what spots would you recommend? I already talked about a lot of spot coins. Christian says, Doge hit my stop loss. Sorry to hear on that. Again, I'm hoping we have some type of reversal in the near future. Hype still hit our TP1, which is great, 98% trade there. Joseph says, I think in the future, if you have 0.1 BTC, you'll have more money than the basic salary. Exactly, yeah. 0.1 BTC is going to be worth a lot. Amir, I'm on a long Doge right now so bad. I mean, it technically is in a good spot, but again, just you may want to wait till the 4-hour stock R size oversold just to be safe. Pew says data if I buy 8 to 36.50 and 35.90 is a good stop loss. Said it can go even 3,500. And yeah, I would just long it on low leverage if you are. Like 3x leverage and then stop loss below. I'll do like stop loss maybe 34.70. Shakir, where did you learn to speak so confidently? I'd love to improve my communication skills too. Any suggestions? Shakir, appreciate it. So honestly, it's just repetition, right? I wasn't always this way. I've always been very introverted. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. But through repetition and speaking on videos, because I started a YouTube channel in 2017, and I've just been doing videos ever since. And when you talk, the more you talk, the better you get at it. And one big thing I should say is when you talk, avoid saying because will make you, 1, sound so uninteresting, but 2, sound unconfident and unsure what you're talking about. So if I say, I think Bitcoin may go to 117K, but I don't know, right? Like, how crazy is that versus I think Bitcoin's gonna go to 170K, it's 117K, but I don't know. Like, again, just a small thing, but when I added all the like, just there's so much more lack of confidence. So avoid saying that's the first thing, and then just talk with people. Even if it's talking on Omegle or just with your friends or whatever, even on YouTube, putting a camera up to your face, like just talk, see what your mannerisms are, because that's really going to highlight a lot of your insecurities. Also, going on Twitter Spaces and becoming a speaker. I do that a lot as well. I answer questions, and you just have to be more confident in the information you're sharing. So knowledge breeds confidence. If you guys don't have the knowledge, you're not going to be confident about what you're talking about. That goes with anything, guys. In school, in college, in your job, in crypto, whatever it is. If you don't have the knowledge of a certain subject, you're not going to speak about it confidently. So you have to have the knowledge. That's what I would say first and foremost. Read books, gain the knowledge, study, as Luke always says, and then talk on Twitter Spaces, YouTube, film yourself, everything. And then over time, you're going to become more confident. And if you feel like you say too much, instead of saying just pause. That's the best thing to do, because people think that pausing is showing lack of confidence, but it's not. It's actually showing more confidence, and it's actually making the pause more significant, like you're actually thinking. Watch Elon Musk. When he talks, he pauses a lot, especially when interviewers ask him questions, and then he comes with a very detailed answer. So instead of saying, I'm not sure what the market's going to do, well, there's a lot of stuff coming out, I can just say, I'm not sure what the market's going to do. There's a lot of positive news catalysts that just came out. We're having a standard pullback because of overbought indicators, but I still think we're going to pump by the end of the week. Those pauses are much better than me saying in between all of that. So just a little. Also, make sure you get enough sleep. When you get a lot of sleep, you can think clear. Take creatine as well if you're working out. It helps with mind function. Claudio, can I get your thoughts on the trend line drawn on the weekly time frame from last year to July 14th candle for ETH? It looks like it's retesting the line. Yeah, I'll have to look at that in a minute. Solana, please. Okay, so I have a lot of coins I got to look at. I'm going to try to answer the rest of these questions. I'll look at the charts, then we'll end the stream. Also, guys, please like the stream. 124 likes. I love it. You guys are killing it on the like button. Bruno says, Europe meetup? Maybe. The only thing I would say, Europe is getting a little iffy, right? I know anyone that lives in Europe, London specifically, or any other areas close to that, I've seen a lot more crime, you should say. Let me know if that's actually truth data or it's just the news overplaying it. Vaccine says, what about the Doge trade? Is deep in the stop loss. Should I stay in? Technically, yes. If we're just waiting on the daily close, that's the pros and cons of the daily close. It can help you stay in longer, but also it can cause you to lose more money, depending how big of the drop we have during that day. Dreamer says, how do you get your maximum focus? Sleep, diet, eating all organic food, drinking spring water from glass bottles or reverse osmosis water, meditating, praying, and working out. Focusing on your health, guys. Health is wealth. Shakir, what's your process for backtesting a new strategy? I literally just look at the criteria and then I'll go on TradingView and I'll go on the daily time frame or whatever time frame I'm backtesting it on. Then I'll just look and I'll mark every single time that the confluence happened between the RSI, stock RSI, moving averages, etc. And then I'll just calculate, okay, how much did price rise whenever these criteria were met? How much did price go against me? How long did the trade take before it played out? How long did the trade take before it hit the stop loss? All that stuff. What was the average percentage win? What was the average percentage loss? You just have to do it manually. You can actually make trading strategies in PineScript on TradingView. That actually helps. But yeah, manual is a big thing. Mania says, what would you recommend for a beginner that wants to learn the skills of trading and grow monumental wealth? First, I would recommend watching the Jim Hunter live streams. So actually, there is, if you go to the Jim Hunter's channel, the YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't, click on the live tab and then scroll to the very bottom and you'll see technical analysis basics. It's the third video I have. Watch that first and foremost. There's another video I have called chart patterns. Another one I have called introduction to indicators. Watch all those. You'll learn a lot. And then just follow legitimate people because you need to get good information. So like myself at the CryptoData, I post a lot of useful content. Also follow Into Cryptoverse, Benjamin Cohen. I talked about him earlier. And Virtual Bacon. All great accounts. Userman says, do you journal your trades? What does that look like? Yes. So journaling trades is very important. So whenever I journal trades, what I like to do is write why I, whether it's a win or a loss, why I entered that trade, what was the criteria, and then I go back and see, okay, if I lost, what was the criteria I entered on? What was my emotional state? Did I get a good sleep that day? Did I have a good diet that day? All of that stuff. What was my mindset? Once you can get all of that and compartmentalize that, then you can better facilitate a more successful trading strategy moving forward. Because then at that point, you've actually been able to identify, okay, what the issues were or what you did good. Okay, I took this trade because of XYZ, it worked out. This is a good criteria. And then just go from there. But yeah, it's all about monitoring your overall mental state as well as the criteria that you entered based off of and how it did. As for what do you think of the NFT space, I think it's definitely growing. We're reaching an all-time high on 3-month volume just the other day, so very good. KF says, any thoughts on SPX? Some FUD regarding Murad who got an OTC deal. No thoughts on that, but I am bullish on SPX. Shakir, how can I maximize my risk reward? So just making sure you take trades at major support levels on the daily or weekly when the indicators are oversold. That's the best way you can maximize risk reward. And then taking profit at major resistance on the daily or weekly. A lot of good questions. Okay, I'm going to speed answer these questions. Vian Data, what's today's alpha? Today's alpha is probably just a short-term pullback before a bigger pump. Avi, best way to flip 1K to 1 mil is to buy abstract chain memes. That's funny. Claudio, do you feel like the order book, OI, Wyckoff can give an edge for trading? Do you use them? Would you recommend using them? I use OI, but Wyckoff is very good as well. If you can master them, yes, they're very good. Dreamer, I find it very hard to stay focused most of the time, so my friends recommend cannabis, and to be honest, it really gets me focused. I get more things done. You think I should stop, and can you recommend? Do not do drugs, period. Like, period, stop. Don't do cannabis. Don't do any type of drug, even Adderall. Like, stay away from all that junk, guys. It's not good for you. Even if your friends are doing it, oh, come on, man, it's just one hit. Guys, don't do it. It's going to mess up your brain long term. I promise you, weed is going to mess up your brain. I promise you. Don't do it. Cut it. Instead, focus on your diet, your health, your sleep, exercise, and that'll give you a better high and focus than any type of drug would. Tugatoshi, would you consider buying gold with stables before or during the bear markets? Yeah, I think that's a good bid. Buying gold near the bear market's a good hedge. Bitcoin is eventually going to become the de facto gold. Max says, hey, how's your year-to-date percentage? It's very good. Dreamer, also, you guys never forget, CryptoData will never DM you. Yes, guys, I will never DM you. Don't fall for scammers. Anyone impersonating me, they are a scammer. If you get a DM in Telegram or Discord or Twitter, anywhere, it's a scammer. Unless it's from my official X account, like I posted here at the CryptoData, it's a scammer, guys. Stanley, people say XRP will go to $10 with the argument that market cap doesn't matter. In the case of XRP, what do you think, bro? I think market cap is always important to look at. $10, I can see that target by the end of the bull market, 100%. Shakir, can you analyze H-bar on the 4-hour? I may have to look at that. Angel says, bro, you sound so much like Luke on live. I thought you were him. Angel, you weren't the only person. Everyone initially thought I was Luke when I first started streaming on Gym Hunters. Everyone. It actually became an inside joke. Anna, hi, glad to join your first webinar. Could you recommend an AI assistant for trading for beginners? Anna, good to have you here. Welcome to the Gym Hunters live stream. For an AI assistant for trading for beginners, honestly, I would just use ChatGPT. And if you're questioning if you should invest in a certain coin, you can copy paste the chart, like screenshot the chart, share it with ChatGPT, say what are some good levels I should be looking at, support, resistance, should I enter this, what do you think about this coin? That'd probably be the best AI assistant for now. They are having integrations for real-time AI assistants, but they're not that good yet. LNX, is the Doge trade still valid? I'm like 50% down. I am as well, LNX. It's still valid until the daily close. So if it closes below 23.5 cents, then get out. You could cut it sooner always, but the daily closes in 4 hours. So let's see if we have a reversion bounce. Corpus, what's a good position to buy gold? 3,000 and 3,100. Actually, since I have the chart just right here, I went over the chart already, but just real quick. Good position to buy gold. Stand by. 3,200 and 3,100 for gold. 3,200 and 3,100. Okay. Let's see other questions real quick. Kundalek says, what price would you long Sol USDT at? I would long it at 183 and 165. Between 180 to 183 and then 165. The crypto collector, I mean, trading bot P&L is going down in profit when no trade has hit stop loss or TP since I joined. It's just the P&L, not the trade. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just be patient then with that. Zero, what would you do if you were in the markets for a longer time but still unprofitable? I would analyze why you're unprofitable. I would look at everything from your diet to your trading strategy to your emotional state, because a lot of times our emotional state can affect us more than we know or more than we realize. And so you could be, are you FOMOing into trades at the top? Are you selling trades at the bottom due to fear? Because like Warren Buffett says, buy when others are fearful, sell when they're greedy. Nander, what do you recommend if I start with ETH future now? I'd look at longing near 3,650 or 3,500. Solid, can you look at KTA and CMD? So a lot of coins, guys. Unfortunately, I can only look at a few of them because we are over time on the stream, but I'll look at what I can. Claudio, really hope you posted on the trade. I need to make up for this loss. So the hype trade was really good. It actually played out, and the ETH trade. Eric, did Spurdo release their ETH coin? I heard they hit 50 mil in cap on Sol on trade. I think they may have. Batiste, 1 hour close on ETH looks juicy. Nice. Amir, historically speaking, August last half is kind of choppy, so the first half is going to be big boy pumps, I think. Awesome, Amir. Love to hear that. Chris Thanes, let's see. Christian says, what do you think about Turbo? No thoughts on that. Amir, so many indicators on 2026 crash. Definitely. Hustle, sorry. Doge call didn't go well for me. ETH was better. Yeah, Doge has been pretty crappy lately. I'm hoping that we reverse soon. Text plot. Hey, CD, are you still on the hype long trade? Yes, I am. I'm looking for TP2. I believe I need to look at what TP2 is. I don't have it off the top of my head. I believe it was around 47 or 47.90. Bayo edits. Possible head and shoulders on Sol 1 week. It's possible. Ed says London failed. Moved country last week because it's ruined now, unfortunately. Ah, that's too bad. I really love London. Meme coin will defo moon. Says up north. Yes, I'm bullish on meme coin. Anna says, I live near London. Police are not strict enough. The soft law is leading to no fear of police. That's very unfortunate as well. They need to change that. Otherwise, it's just going to keep getting worse. Mohammed, what's going on? Agumbi, just wanted to say thank you for all your effort to help us. Hey, no problem, Agumbi. Bruno says, Croatia is still okay to live in if you have some land. Good to know. Avi, all we need to do is study. Yes. Moslow says, in case Doge call limit gets hit at hourly close, do you have a new entry in mind? If not necessarily, around 22.5 cents would be a good entry if you can get near there. Oozerman says, have you tried Nate Belmar's new supplements? I have not. If any of you guys have tried them, let me know. Jaka, what do you think about all-time high Aether, ATH? No thoughts on that currently. Mahedi, are you still in the Doge trade? I am still in the Doge trade. Waiting for that. Probably going to be down 50% on that Doge trade, honestly. Maybe a loser, unfortunately. Still, we won on hype. 98% trade. Just closed take profit 1. ETH did good. A lot of others did good. But yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have some losses. So we'll have to see. Mahedi says, I'm DCing Pepe and Doge in these pullback. Hey, let's hope it works out for you. Bruno says, Croatia, Seaside is a good place for meetup. Nice. G85 is from CD. Says, Brian, appreciate it. CR, what about nicotine? Nicotine's not as bad, CR. Nicotine and caffeine aren't as bad. Like organic coffee, maybe, nicotine toothpicks. Just be careful with nicotine. It is addictive. So just keep that in mind. But nicotine is not as bad as like weed or any of those drugs. So, but yeah, guys, everyone here should be staying away from drugs. I don't care if it makes you productive. Long term, it messes you up. Please, just trust me on that. Ed, how do you trade in the bear market? Do you just swing trade with shorts instead of longs? Yeah, I'm longing at resistance in a bear market. Amir, I just opened a long on XRP at 313. Nice. Maddie, long-time listener, first-time commenting. Hello from Canada. Love your stuff. Maddie, appreciate the comment. Love you, and thanks for listening. Always appreciate all my long-time listeners, guys, and new people who are joining. Welcome, and hope you guys found some benefit to this stream. Relaxing Sounds, what do you think about Pepe? Pepe is okay. It hasn't been performing like it should, though, as an ETH beta. Like, when ETH has been pumping, Pepe should have been doing a lot more. But we've seen outperformance from SPX, Fartcoin, and MOG, more so than Pepe. Kundalek says, do we long Sol right now? Depending. If it's between 180 to 183, maybe. If it's at 165, definitely. G. Tomas says, thank you for your time. Hey, no problem. Eric says, patience is key. Michael West, I tried messaging on X, but looks like it didn't work. When there's a massive disappearance of liquidity without liquidity getting hit, what is a sign of? So usually it's just a sign of more chop. Grayson says, what are your thoughts on cigars? Cigars, no opinion on them. I mean, cigars are technically okay. Just don't smoke them every day. Right? So it's just smoking your lungs is never good in general, even with hookah. I know a lot of people here smoke hookah. Just do it in moderation, guys. Like, that's the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, they're not the worst. Again, like, cigarettes obviously is very, very bad. Do not smoke cigarettes. Do not do drugs. Cigars, not the worst. Hookah, not the worst, but still not the best. So just, again, moderation. Mohammed, the best move I made in trading was dollar cost averaging throughout the trade, which significantly improved my entry level while risking practically nothing compared to the profits I secured. Awesome, Mohammed. Good to see. G. Tomas says, Grayson, do nicotine pouches for benefits. That could be something as well. But again, guys, always in moderation, mind you. All right, that's all the questions. Let me go over some of the charts from my memory, and then I'll probably end the stream. So again, let's go ahead and see what we can do. Ethereum. Back above 37.97, almost 3,800. Let's hope this is the bounce. Let me go over to Doge. Is at 23 cents. Yes, guys. Yes. Let's hope Doge bounces here. Please, please, Doge, bounce. We need to get you above 23.5 cents on the daily close in 4 hours. Guys, I need some good Doge aura vibes. We need to see this bounce. But you can see here, these support levels, how they're usually tagged and respected. Anyway, let's go to Sui. Sui was one of the coins I was talking about. We'll go over Solana as well. Sui, a good long 385 and 357. If you can get it near 357, it'll be a great long. I would wait for I'd wait near 350 before I long Sui. I wouldn't be front running this. I'll wait till 350. And then resistance, gonna be near 430. Back to the upside. But Sui's still a strong coin overall, but I would wait until 350. A little bit better there. Let's see. They're asking about Solana. Let's go over that. Solana is near a good support, actually. Like I said, 183 around there. If you can get it, looks like it wicked down below that and then bounced up nicely to 186. The stock RSI is also oversold on the daily. Solana looks like it could be a good long here, guys, pretty soon. If you can get it near 184, 183, 184, it could be a good long. All right, was not. I think I saw ENA may have been one. I'll go over XRP as well. ENA had a crazy run. Crazy run. Kudos to the team on that. We saw resistance, though, as you can see the left side here. Resistance on the daily. Acted as resistance here. A good long for ENA is 52 cents. I know it's very, very far away, but we could go down to the 4-hour. 60 cents if you want to front run this. But even then, 60 cents is a stretch, guys. Like, if you really want a long ENA, 60 cents, but I'll wait till 52. Especially because it's double top here, overbought on the RSI. Yeah, so 52 would be your best bet. What else? I think we have maybe an XRP question. XRP 315, not a bad long here, honestly. Stock RSI is oversold. XRP is not looking too bad. Below that, 295. So 315 and 295, not bad DCA levels. Let's see, trying to look up top. Also, SR saying BTC gold chart. We'll see what that looks like. BTC gold. Is this the right one here that I'm looking at? Interesting. I'll need to find the right gold. I don't know if the GLD is the right one, but interesting chart there. Let me see. Just trying to find any other ones that I may have missed. Okay, AVAX. I'll look at AVAX and then go ahead. If I didn't talk about your coin, go ahead and link it again real quick. I may have missed some. AVAX. AVAX, like I said, it's very bullish. Unfortunately, couldn't close above this daily resistance. Not looking good there. So could see a rejection on AVAX. I'll look to long near 2330. That'd be the first long level. And then below that, 2330. And then maybe 2250. 2330 and 2250. And then if you can get it near 1850, that's also another good level. Relaxing Sound says, everything that you've already done is an impressive amount of work. You are really like Satoru Goji in real life. Thank you for everything. Hello from Ukraine. I appreciate that, Relaxing Sounds. Love to Ukraine as well. I want to visit there too. A lot of good countries I still haven't visited. Love you guys. Eric says, I think everything will recover back up. Me too. Max, hey CD, can you have a look at Aura? It's a good entry now. Yeah, let me check out Aura real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. So Aura is an interesting coin, 173, very, very nice performance. If you're looking to long it, 140 mil would be the good area because it rejected from this resistance. So I wouldn't be touching it until 140. And then a really, really good long level would be just under 100 mil. If you can get it there. Very, very good. All right. And someone was saying Bitcoin Gold is BTC XAU. Thank you for that. Let me check that out real quick. BTC XAU. All right, so the Bitcoin Gold chart, let's just see if we can chart that here on the daily. Stock RSI, oversold, crossing to the upside. Ooh, RSI is crossing to the upside, nearly close to a signal line. Interesting. Interesting here. I mean, since April this year, BTC has more or less been in an uptrend versus gold. Very interesting metric there. Appreciate you sharing that. Cake. Hyper says, can you do cake real quick? Yeah, I'll do cake real quick, guys. Again, a little over time on the stream, but you guys are being active, showing me love. So we'll keep it going. Let's see. Cake is at $3. Not a bad long here. Not a bad long. Very close to getting near support. I would wait though. I would wait until 285 at the very least on cake. 285, good long level. Below that, it's a lot of chop in here. It's a lot of chop. Maybe 215, but it's again a lot of chop in here. I don't want to say for sure, but yeah, around 215 and 285. Because you still need, at the very least, see this RSI and stock RSI come back to the downside. So at the very least, 280 to 285. Nikhil says, love from India. Hey, love India as well. Appreciate it. Let me answer the last few questions here, guys, and then we will conclude the stream. Please like the stream if you haven't. Always appreciate you guys liking it. Michael says, last week there was hundreds of millions of liquidity in both directions, and within an hour, 3/4 of them disappeared. It's almost like orchestrated. Any idea where to see this kind of info? A great point, Michael. Great point on the liquidity being pulled. That's usually for spoofing. That's usually to fake people out. You're 100% right, like it's orchestrated. Now, to where you can find that out, I mean, if you're looking at the order books, like level 2 data, check that out. I forgot what exact website is for level 2 data, but you can check it out there. Even EXO charts, EXO charts. That's another one people look at for looking at order book data. I would check out Hyblock, HYBLOCK. Hyblock on X. They have a lot of good on-chain data as well. Pew says ETH is at 3,800 again. Do you really think it's going to 3,650? If not, is it a good idea to buy? I don't know if it's going to 3,650. That's just the best risk reward level, the best support level. I mean, I don't necessarily think I would long here just because of the uncertainty in the market. But if it gets to a major support level, then I'd feel more comfortable longing. And Lorenzo, thanks again for sharing the ticker for the Bitcoin Gold. Pew, also you mentioning it can go to 3,500, so it's not the best idea to put the stop loss at 3,590. Correct, Pew, correct. If we have a little downtrend here, then yes, I wouldn't place my stop loss at 3,590. I'd place like 3,470. So at that point, I would be longing with low leverage, like 3x or maybe 5x leverage at the most. Claudio, thoughts on the weekly trend line for ETH from last year, highs to July 14th candle. Looks like it's retesting that line when going to the 4-hour time frame. Appreciate it, Claudio. That was one of the questions I forgot to answer. So weekly trend line on ETH from last year's highs to July 14th. Let's check that out real quick. The weekly trend line, last year's highs to July 14th. Now I think you're talking about this trend line, right? Which is a great one to keep in mind. I need to start incorporating this. Thanks, Claudio. This is interesting here. This is interesting, guys. I can't believe I missed this one. This is very good. Wow. Huh. Interesting, guys. Very interesting here. So, yeah, I mean, 100%. Like 100%. This is a absolutely legitimate trend line. So, yeah, when we break this, it'll be very good. But until then, so glad you mentioned this. I'm actually going to probably post a tweet about this. Thank you for mentioning this. Yeah, so very possible we could have a pullback down to 3,630 or 3,500 and then eventually cause a breakout. 100%. But also we've seen the pennant on the monthly as well, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. ETH is at 3,800. If we can close above this on the weekly, very bullish. But in order to do so, I mean, we still have 6 days, but it need to close above 3,950. That's where I feel comfortable. But yeah, thank you, Claudio, for that. Very good analysis. Very good analysis. Amin says, can you check Shiba Inu? Think it's a good position. Bull market support before pumping. Yeah, I'll check Shiba Inu. And yep, just checked ETH. Mohammed, why is hype always green when the market's red? Because hype makes money off of liquidations and they invest that back into the token. That's why I was in hype as a long. Pew says, thanks, G. I'll keep my long at 3,650 and stop loss at 3,590, or I'll wait for a signal at Jim Hunters if you're going to post that too. For sure, Pew. I'm still in my long on ETH right now. I'm still waiting for TP2 at 3,990 from the long between 3,630 to 37. I believe it's 37.50 when the longed. 37.60. So, okay, last question is going to be from Shiba Inu. Yeah, I'll check SHIB real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so SHIB looks interesting. If we're talking about the daily chart here, so we're seeing some resistance, and then potentially some support coming near the 1.3 level. If you can get along near the 1.3 level, that'll be good. Looking at the indicators, the stock RSI is oversold. So we're seeing a lot of stock RSIs oversold on the daily. So I'm assuming there's got to be some type of bounce coming soon. And then also on SHIB, 1.3 and then 1.19 is a good level as well. And then finally 1.0, another good level. So yeah, 1.31, 1.19, then 1.0, good longs. But with that, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. Please like the stream if you like it. If you want to join Jim Hunter's Premium, the link is in the description. It's 1 Ethereum for a year. Also, link to the free group in the description and the BloFin referral link for the best non-KYC leverage trading exchange there is. Love you guys so much. If you're not following me on X at the CryptoData, definitely do so. Also follow into Cryptoverse and Virtual Bacon. Both good guys, both very smart guys as well. But again, always stay patient, guys. Focus on your diet. Stay away from drugs. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great week.